Let's try and watch some of this, and then I'm probably going to call it a night. Heels vs. Babyface is upset about the first episode of Marvel's What If show, because I guess I should explain. I'm not going to explain the MCU if you haven't seen it. Just know they're superheroes. So Marvel's What If you're not familiar, based on the comic book series of the same name. Marvel has this series called What If, where it basically takes stories you know and characters you know from the Marvel Universe and says, what if this event happened differently? Or what if this other thing happened? So examples could be... Let me show you some covers. What if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? What if Captain America had led an army of super soldiers in World War II? What if Cosmic Avengers battled the Guardians of the Galaxy? What if Rick Jones had become the Hulk? What if the next generation... This one is just from What If. The later series didn't necessarily exactly phrase it like that. What if Magneto took over the USA? I gotta find my personal favorite one, because it's hilarious. What if Spider-Man had never become a crime fighter? That one's pretty interesting. What if Captain America had formed the Avengers? What if... Come on, where is it? What if Spider-Man had 6 arms? Zathura says, loving your hair. Thank you. 74 Quinn 74 with 3 months says, hungry AF and trying to figure out what to order on my new stupid diet. I wish you luck. Nick says, if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four, then maybe they'd have a decent movie for once. Don't spiders have 8, though? Yeah, Spider-Man typically doesn't, though. Oh, okay, I gotta find the one that I find the most interesting. What if Captain America hadn't vanished during World War II? Where is it? It's just the funniest cover. Some of these actually became canon later, too. What if Jane Foster had found the Hammer of Thor? That later became canon. Not that specific story, but they've taken ideas before and adapted them. Come on, where's the cover? I don't want to spoil it. Okay, I'll just do it. What if... This is the best cover of all time for What If. What if the X-Men had died on their first mission? And it's just Professor X crying at their grave and saying, the X-Men are dead, and I killed them! I find this one hilarious because it's like, yeah, you sent teenagers to fight supervillains. What did you think was going to happen, you dumb asshole? Mike Backs with a link. What if Black Panther were actually white? Oh no. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom in. Hello, so much for the mighty monolith. Avengers, you better... God, the text is really small for me. You bet, Cap, I'd say this calls for a toast. You say everything calls for a toast, Shellhead. I'm with Iron Man. I've heard a cold one, and then he pulls off his mask and he's white and everyone's surprised. Jeez. Anyway, so you get it. What If is basically just an opportunity for Marvel to make comics that are not canon and just have fun out-of-universe stories, right? So, Disney has now adapted What If into a animated TV show, and the first episode came out. I think the second actually came out too, but I haven't seen that one yet. So the first episode is, what if Peggy Carter had become Captain America? Peggy Carter being the love interest of Captain America, S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, among other things. So it's just, what if she became a super soldier instead of Captain America? And Chuds are losing their minds. So let's see what this guy has to say. Hey, if Adora can manage against Hordax, Professor X should have been able to manage with what he had. Dudeman says, my favorite is, what if Spider-Man was the Punisher? Oh yeah, he has, like, gun web shooters. I remember that.
Hot dog.
I need some visuals for this. So basically, Chuds are like, OMG, Captain Carter looks like a man because she's muscular. And her suit has broad shoulders. So they've decided that this is woke because she's strong. Now let me remind you, if you're not familiar with the MCU, Captain America, before he got his super soldier serum, looked like this on the right, and then after the serum, he became this on the left. So it is canon within the MCU that the super soldier serum increases your muscle mass. It makes you big and strong, okay? But they're mad because Captain Carter doesn't make their pee-pee hard or something.
Hi everyone, Az here from Heel vs. Babyface. Sorry, I was christening the new microphone. Yeah, I've gone Hollywood with it. I've gone for a Shure, like everyone else seems to be going with. I got the cloud lifter. I got the static taken care of. I got so much gain. If I want it, I can just explode in your ears. That didn't come out quite how I wanted it. Anywho, let's move on and talk about Marvel's What If, which started today on Disney Plus. What if we just race changed, gender changed, sexuality changed our Marvel characters?
A very regular trope of the What If comics was, what if a different person had become that character? I already showed you the Jane Foster one, but there's one where it's, what if Flash Thompson had become Spider-Man? There's tons of these. What if blank becomes blank? You get it. What if Rick Jones had become the Hulk? There are multiple ones like this. The point I'm trying to make is acting like this is somehow like some woke agenda is really, really stupid. And all it does is illustrate that you have absolutely no fucking idea what you're talking about, and you don't know anything about the source material. And I'm not even saying you need to know about the source material. They're fucking comic books. I don't expect everyone to know that. But, like, if you're gonna talk about it and bitch about it, you should at least know enough to not come off like an idiot. Like, what if General Ross had become the Hulk? Here's one. Like, this is not new. What if Peter Parker became the Punisher?
Won't that be so much fun? And we started off with the Captain Carter, aka how to be a feminist in 2021 while using 1940s World War II sensibilities to try and play victim while also having no tits.
She has boobs. They're right there. Even if she didn't, by the way, it's not a porno, but she does have boobs. Tiger White says, what if Rick James became the Hulk? Well, that's a fucking interesting idea for the Hulk. Wait, did I say Rick James instead of Rick Jones? Nick says, why do these morons only care about tits? They're literal babies. I know, right?
Okay, right. I've got this on the screen to begin with because, yes, it's crass, but it's not exactly wrong. Studios be like, how can we make strong, realistic female character? You literally just take a woman's head and put it on a man.
No? Again, she's muscular, she's strong, but if you look up, like, women bodybuilders, like, he understands that women are physically capable of becoming really strong, right? Not even bodybuilders, because that's more like aesthetic. Women weightlifters. Like, women also get strong, my friend. I don't know what to tell you.
And
Princess Amelia says, but if boobs aren't massive and the outfit vacuum formed to them, how am I supposed to know if they even exist?
And that seems to really be the case right now. They actually did it in Black Widow, remember, with Taskmaster. The Taskmaster that we saw with the helmet on, doing all the flippity flips and stuff, had a cock and balls. Because it was a man. And then they CGI'd. They CGI'd the woman's head onto the man's body for the reveal. The reveal. Oh my God. Marvel have put another woman into a man's role, which they do constantly. And it's absolutely not a surprise anymore because we've seen this so often with them that it's actually now really, really boring.
Captain Carter, which is a what if story anyway. Taskmaster. I'm trying to think of literally another Marvel character they've done that with. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just trying to think about it. He's acting like it's constant. Simple Cat Girl says, Taskmaster is also wearing armor, you fucking idiot, right? Ratcatcher's DC. And that's Ratcatcher 2, which is different than Ratcatcher 1, which is her father. That's Suicide Squad. That's DC. No one? Does anyone have any other... Like, I know in the upcoming Eternals, one of the youngest Eternal, I believe in the original comics, was a boy and now is a girl. Ghost? Okay, Ghost, who I'm not very familiar with, apparently. Ghost, the Ancient One. Captain Carter. I already forgot what the other one was. Marvel. Okay, there are some. But none of these are, like, characters that matter. And I also don't see the issue. Who cares?
I mean, oh, wow!
Two Man says, these guys are going to flip their shit when they see how jacked She-Hulk is.
Here's a snippet from the actual show itself of Peggy coming out of the machine after she's been roided up.
Yeah, she literally just got the super soldier serum that turned Chris Evans' scrawny CG body into hunky, actual muscular Chris Evans. That's what the serum does. Like, that's what it does?
Man's body, pretty flat chest. Remember, this is this goes over a bra, what she's wearing. So there's nothing there.
She's clearly not wearing a bra with that, you idiot. What do you mean it goes over a bra? Okay, not in this. What the fuck? For one thing, she still has tits. You can see she has tits. And I can't believe I'm even talking about this, because who the fuck cares? But, like, this goes over a bra. It doesn't look like she's wearing a bra. Or if she is, it's a strapless bra that isn't giving much support. Does he know how bras work? Jamie Lynn says, could the super soldier guy be any hotter? Really melts my heart. Yeah, she looks like a muscular woman with broad shoulders.
This is the beautiful Hayley Atwell who plays Peggy Carter.
This is so gross. I'm sure she would appreciate your disgusting... Oi, mate, where's your titties? Let me talk for 10 minutes about how much I want to see your fucking tits. I'm sure she'd really appreciate your disgusting middle-aged ass ogling her on fucking YouTube, you gross piece of shit.
She's gorgeous, beautiful, petite, only 1 meter 69.
Yeah, and Steve looked like this. And then he grew like 1.5 feet and got fucking abs. It's literally how it works.
Woman
in canon.
And has a very curvaceous body. Because I know this is gonna confuse the shit out of so many people. That's what women have.
Oh god, this is so fucking embarrassing. I genuinely don't understand the kind of person who watches a show like that. And you don't have to like Marvel stuff or What If, by the way. The first episode of What If I enjoyed because I really like What If stories, both the comics and just the concept in general of what if we changed this thing. But there were issues with the first episode. Some of the voice acting was iffy. Sebastian Stan, interestingly, even though he's reprising his role as Bucky Barnes, not a good voice actor, and that really showed. I thought they really hammered home the military doesn't respect her because she's a woman, which I also found interesting considering within the canon of the MCU, she was already a well-respected agent working with the precursor to S.H.I.E.L.D., the Strategic Science Division or whatever it was called before it became S.H.I.E.L.D. But I get it, they want to put that conflict in there, but it felt a little different than how she was treated in, like, Captain America: The First Avenger. She was a respected military person. But whatever, it's fine. It's part of the show. And also, I just felt like a lot of the plot points were just, like, Captain America again, but, like, with her. You know, I felt like it could have been changed a little bit more. But overall, I liked the first episode. And you can talk and critique about the episode, and that's completely fine and reasonable. And you can even talk about character design, honestly, if that's something you don't like. But that's not what this is. This is a gross middle-aged man sitting in his room full of Batman posters, complaining that a cartoon character didn't have big enough titties to make his dick hard. Like, my guy, what are you doing with your life? I don't understand.
Women can really have that because they're feminine. That's why we have the masculine and the feminine. I know there's a lot of people who want to change that in current day, but they're called nutcases and mentalists. So yeah, we have this beautiful specimen of womanhood, and Hayley Atwell is absolutely beautiful. And then we have
the funny thing, like, does he not understand that if she saw this video, she would think he's fucking disgusting? He knows he's not complimenting her, right? I mean, he thinks he is. But, like, does he know this isn't complimentary? It's just, like, weirdly sexualizing and ogling her in a way that I guarantee she wouldn't want? Like, what are you doing?
Have their man. We have their legitimate man. Now, I can hear some people going, oh, well, that's just...
Thank you.
Objectification as. That's all that is. You're just objectifying the character of Hayley Atwell, you disgusting male pig. Okay.
It's not about your gender. If you were a woman saying the same stuff, it would still be gross. Why are you being gross about this? You're not...
Okay, well, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's get rid of me. You don't need to see me for this. This is Captain America from 2011.
Yeah, he became strong. He became muscular and got taller, and his shoulders got broader, and he became strong, which is the same thing. I'm guessing his argument here is some women want to fuck Chris Evans, therefore all men should want to fuck Captain Carter? Even though this directly goes against what he wants, considering it shows that the formula makes you stronger? I I don't get it. He's just jealous that he isn't buff.
The film, Captain America,
That's the funny thing, too. If he thinks that, like, masculinity is like this, like, oh, he became ideal masculinity, and he's criticizing Captain Carter for not being feminine enough, what does that say about him? He doesn't look like this. I'm not even saying he should. I'm just saying, do you not see the issue? Futzable says, one of the panelists on The Escapist brought up Captain Carter's broad shoulders and thick thighs during a gym scene, and she said, I have never felt more seen in my entire life. It's almost as if representation is important. Genghis Khan, thanks for 100 bits, and Profane Priestess says, my guy, women warriors are pretty normal, just look into Viking shield maidens. Also, see you later, Hannah, gonna go watch Critical Role's Elder Scrolls one-shot, sending parasocial love. I hope you enjoy it, hope it's good.
First Avenger. Steve Rodgers has just come out of the machine himself, roided up. Yeah, he's roided up as well. Peggy Carter is absolutely frothing at the mouth. She's just like, come to mama's titty bags. Her eyes, let's just get a track. Oh!
Freiserburn says, it's like this guy has never seen a women's bodybuilding competition or something. Simple Cat Girl says, guys like this really need to be beat over that people come in all sizes, including women. Women can look hella masculine and still be a woman, right?
Oh, she looking at them titty bags of Captain Rodgers.
Yeah? She's attracted to him, which actually is interesting too, considering we see in the What If episode that even if he had remained the small, scrawny, sickly guy, she still is attracted to him. But yeah, Chris Evans is an attractive guy. It just so happens that our idea of what is traditionally attractive in men is this muscular, broad-shouldered person, which the formula turns you into, and he is a male, he's a man, so he fits into that stereotype, but the formula does the same thing to her, and you're mad about it? I don't...
Oh, Az, you're reading way too much into it. Okay, let's,
No, that scene is clearly a comedy. She thinks he's hot scene. I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
Let's just turn the sound off, but let's just play what happens next.
Yeah, it's not a... That's a good way to put it. Diamond Dynamo says, it's not a make you hot formula. Yup, it's not. It's a make you strong and a super soldier formula. It's the super soldier formula, not the super waifu formula.
Shall we?
It is. It's basically super steroids. Yep. It's permanent super steroids.
Oh, gotta go for a touch. Gotta go for a touch. Oh my God, look at that hunk of beef. Oh, I need to touch that hunk of beef. Am I crying objectification? No. No. If I was to try and pretend to be offended by that.
This is the funny thing too. Does he think that I think, and I posted about this on Twitter. I think I made a joke something along the lines of Captain Carter beating the shit out of Nazis is my new kink or something. I don't remember the exact joke, but other people were saying the same thing. I think I retweeted someone, in fact, that said that and just added on to it. I don't know. People find her attractive as Captain Carter. You not finding someone attractive doesn't mean no one finds them attractive. What kind of weird solipsistic world do you live in? You can find Captain Carter hot. No one is saying you can't look at a fictional character and be like, I think they are attractive. You can. You just don't happen to find her to be that, and that's also fine. Simple Cat Girl says, even if Steve stayed lean, I think Peggy would like him. You don't need to sexually attracted to everything on a person to love someone. Yeah, the What If episode goes into that. She's still into him, even though he, is scrawnier him. Lily Love Stuff says, when we talk about the actor who plays Captain America, we use his full name, Christopher Jamal Evans, in my household.
It would be pathetic. What do I think of that? I think that's...
I missed beats. Okie dokie. Basically, Cap cheated in a way. I mean, I guess. It's World War II. It's not Monopoly, okay? Good night, Variegated. Thanks for coming.
Funny. I think that's a funny bit in the film, to be perfectly honest with you.
It's a little funny. It's a little eye-rolling to me just because it feels cliche, but it's fine.
She's seen this scrawny little guy who she really likes, who she really still likes and is taken to. But now, this scrawny little guy that she likes is one big hunk of beef. A mama-like. Mama-like. As you've been...
This guy's really gross.
Speaking for 5 minutes, 6 minutes about that and not the film. Well, I mean, I just want to have one more image here. This is Freckle Jesus, also known as one of the super soldiers from Falcon, Black Captain Falcon Black, Black Falcon Winter Black Soldier Black.
Wow. Okay, wow. That's a fucking yikes.
Which was on Disney Plus recently, Black. And, not exactly what I would call roided up to the...
Yeah, she didn't have the original super soldier serum. She had a bootleg version that got made by the US government long after the fact. Also didn't have the Vita Rays. If you want to get into some stupid canon thing about this, we can do it. That's fine. But I'll win, because I actually read the comics, and I actually give a shit about the media beyond what I can jack off to. So, like, we could do this all day. Oh, that's a line from...
To the eyeballs.
Yeah, they mentioned in the show they made a change in the serum so it doesn't make you buff. Yes, they did.
No? Okay, but as it's a different serum now, it doesn't affect them. What? It doesn't affect exactly what the super serum was meant to do, which is affect muscle growth. And okay, whatever. Sure. Whatever you say. Let's just get back to this, shall we? Hey, let's just have a look at Haley Atwell when we do this. So I watched the first I watched this episode of What If, the Captain Carter, and was it horrific? Was it horrible? Why have I spent 6 minutes talking about the defeminization of women? Look, this wasn't horrible. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't horrible. In some places it was, and in some places it wasn't. You see, when the What If just wanted to be an entertaining piece of entertainment. Wow, I thought that one through well, didn't I? When it just wanted to be entertaining, it was. It truly was. The dynamic and relationship between Steve and Peggy, I really thought was going to be bastardized. But no, I was actually surprised to see that the
voice actor they got to play Steve Rodgers was really great, by the way. He sounds just like Chris Evans. Maybe not exactly, but he's like 95% of the way there. I bought in. I believed that sounded like Steve Rodgers.
The love that they have for each other is reciprocated both ways. Peggy is really into Steve, even though he's still the scrawny Steve in this.
Mike Mack says, Spider-Man in the comics is stronger than Cap, and he isn't muscular as him. It's almost like super strength doesn't mean muscle all of the time. It just completely depends. It depends on basically what the character designer wants it to look like.
And Steve is really into her,
And this is what I don't get either. We talked about this earlier. People come in all different shapes and sizes. Like, I was going to make a mean joke about the guy, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make fun of looks. Okay. So let's say, female Marvel superheroes. Let's take a look at what are currently the MCU superheroes that are women. So we have Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson. I'm not going to go names because I don't know the name. Okay, I'll just say, I don't know the name of the woman who plays Valkyrie. So, no, Tessa Thompson? Okay, I think I know. Scarlett Johansson, Brie Larson, Tessa Thompson, and Zoe Saldana. I like these characters, but they're all, even though 3 of the 4 of them have super strength, they're conventionally attractive women with a feminine figure, right? So out of the current MCU women superheroes, all of them look like basically models. And of course there's Gal Gadot, even though she's... Or Gadot, sorry. Even though she's DC. You get the idea. But all of a sudden, for whatever reason, design reasons, character reasons, they decide to make Peggy Carter's Captain Carter muscular with broader shoulders. And they lose their fucking minds. Because they think women have to be this specific cookie cutter thing. And if they're not, it's unacceptable and it's SJW garbage. It's ridiculous. Tube Man says the guy who played Steven What If is the guy who played Spider-Man in the Spectacular Spider-Man show. Oh, cool.
Listen.
Like, does he not understand that he's already being catered to? You are being catered to with every other lady superhero, but this one isn't. It's the scene from Harry Potter where Dudley gets like 27 birthday presents and like, but there were 28 last year. It's like literally every other lady superhero looks how you want them to look. What are you doing?
Of whether or not she...
Guar Stoneskin, thanks for 15 months.
She was as she was...
What will happen when She-Hulk comes out? I'm sure they're gonna freak out.
Before or now, the Super Soldier version, the Hulk Smash version of Peggy Carter that we see for the rest of the episode. And that relationship felt real, and it felt, it felt, I don't know, it just felt like they had some respect for it, I guess. But there were some insane moments where they just can't help themselves nowadays as regards to trying to play victim, trying to paint white women as victims when the most privileged class on the planet. Yes.
Okay. Realistically, heels versus babyface, as realistically as we can get in a Marvel universe. Because this is World War II, the Marvel universe, at least in, the ground human level, is basically the same as the real world up until World War II. Yes, I know about Asgard and all that shit. It's not what we're talking about. I'm saying that the military and society that exists in Captain America, the First Avenger, is supposed to mirror. If a woman in the 1940s in America, and I know she's English, but this happened in America, in the show, gained superpowers and became America's super soldier, you don't think anyone would have an issue with that at all? You think no one would be like, I'm sexist because it's the 40s? Come on.
She goes through multiple phases of people going, you can't do that, you're a woman. You can't do that, you're a
I do think they actually overplayed that, because I think after once or twice you get it, you're like, yeah, we get it. That's the arc, is that she's gaining respect, and we understand. I think it was a little... How do I want to put this? It wasn't subtle the way they did it, and you don't always have to be subtle, but in this case I thought it was a little too, like, on the nose. I'm not against the message, but the delivery was a little like, alright, we understand.
Dame, I can't believe Dames did.
Lord Cuckbucket said, this guy's gonna lose it again with What If Episode 2. How dare they replace White Star-Lord with T'Challa, and how dare he turn bad guys good? Don't spoil me, please, I haven't seen it. I think Marvel is trolling Chuds and bless them for it.
Do this? Why is a woman...
It's the 20s, though? It's the 40s, it's World War II. World War II happened in the 30s and 40s.
Doing this, and I can already hear the people going, but as this is the 1940s.
Yes.
That's what it...
Don't you love when Chuds, their go-to is to say a thing that's true, but with a silly voice, and they think that's an argument? That's fun.
Would have been like for women. I agree.
So what's the issue?
I agree. If this situation was legit, and in the 40s, there would certainly be a lot of sexist blowback from people. However, when Peggy Carter talks about, oh, I feel for the first time in my life I have a voice, that I am actually being listened to, that I'm not being ignored, that I'm not a second-class citizen, you know that they're not talking about that from a 1940s perspective.
It's the 40s in the show. It's the 40s, yes they are. And do you think there aren't still issues where women in places of authority aren't taken as seriously as men? Because that's still a thing.
They're talking about that from a current day perspective, trying to paint victimhood.
Oh yeah, I forgot how World War II happened in the 2020s. My bad.
Trying to paint patriarchy, and it comes across as pathetic.
So, we can't talk about sexism today because you think it's cringe, but we also can't talk about sexism in the past because you think it means we're talking about sexism today, which again you think is cringe. So we just can't talk about sexism ever existing now or in the past. It's just moratorium on all discussions of sexism. That's reasonable.
Pathetic. It really, really does. So there was some fine bits. It's only 30 minutes long, so the show does have to go at a pretty hefty pace, and it's trying to mirror the beats of Captain America, the First Avenger, in a quarter of the time.
Mike Mack says this is basically gender or critical gender theory for him.
So certainly stuff is rushed. They switch out Bucky is saved this time by Peggy Carter.
Spoilers.
Now, you could read Peggy saved Bucky, but Steve couldn't.
She's the superhero! What? It's a what? It's a what if? It's a what if story! The entire premise of the show is butterfly effect. If this thing changes, what else changes? What the fucking fuck? Colston says, just imagine if 12 Years a Slave came out today, people would lose their minds. I mean, didn't it just come out like 5 years ago?
Okay, you could, you might not. I'm going to be generous and just say no.
And in the same scene, she loses someone else. Yeah, spoilers, I guess, for the first episode. In that same scene, Steve gets lost, and he's wearing a fucking 1940s Iron Man suit. They find him later. I actually thought they were going to do a thing where they turned him into the Winter Soldier, which I thought would have been kind of interesting in terms of a what-if story. But no, they just take his Iron Man suit.
Not so much, because they reversed the roles. It was Captain America. Well, it was Steve Rodgers in this case that actually ended up getting killed by the exploding train and falling down into the abyss. The actual storyline with Red Skull was rushed so quickly when I was really hoping they were going to do some sort of interaction between Peggy and Red Skull, but no, that didn't come to pass. And she did seem to get a lot of thrill out of beating up men.
I think she got a thrill out of beating up Nazis, like everyone should. Zero M80 says, I see a lot of Chuds angry that Peggy's more badass than Steve. These are the things that Steve had before he got the serum. Asthma, scarlet fever, rheumatic fever, what is that? Sinusitis, heart palpitations, nervous trouble, bone joint, other deformity, color blindness, scoliosis, high blood pressure, diabetes, anemia, partial deafness, astigmatism, easy fatigability. 90% of that serum went to fixing this stuff. Not to mention, he was just like a dude who had just been enlisted. She was Agent Carter, who already had extensive combat training. And also, frankly, I think she's a little more cold-blooded than Steve. I think she's more than fine with killing the shit out of people. Whereas Steve, I think he tried to pull his punches a little bit when he could. But, like, who cares? There are absolutely story reasons why she could both be stronger, and I didn't see any indication that she's necessarily stronger than Steve. I think they're comparable. More so, it just seems like she has more combat experience at this point than Steve did when he was in World War II, which is the truth.
But okay, you know, I'll sort of play pass on that. So it was kind of frustrating because they did everything that they could to defeminize Peggy Carter. Now, so, again, some people would say, but she was using the same serum that Steve was using as, and therefore she would be beefed up and bulked up.
Sure, the serum affects different people differently, is basically the answer you can give in terms of the super soldier serum. Like, for instance, you know, in the MCU, who else famously took a bootleg version of the super soldier serum? Dr. Bruce Banner. And I don't know how to tell you this. He doesn't look like Steve Rodgers, okay?
Well, yeah, but not turned into a man.
She's not a man. She's a woman who's muscular.
You know, Steve...
And so did Red Skull. Yep. And he got a red skull.
Steve bulked up, like, proportionately to how a man would bulk up.
Again, hold on. Women bodybuilders are a thing.
Peggy bulked up to how a man would bulk up. And then, of course, when they put the outfit on her, she was just a man. A man. She was just a man. And
God, when I was presenting as a man, I wish I had tits as good as her.
And if you want to...
That was kind of a gross thing to say. I didn't mean that in a gross way. I was just trying to illustrate that, no, you dumb fuck, she had breasts.
Play that woman empowerment card, then don't put a woman's head on a man's body. It doesn't work.
They didn't.
Do you know the best way to play that is actually have a feminine woman? So you still could have had Peggy bigger. You still could have had her more muscular.
She is feminine. She still has curves. She's just stronger.
But you could have had her more in a vein of a Gina Carano. You could have...
God fucking damn it. Nope. 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 All right, let's finish this. There's only 2.5 minutes left, and then I can go back to living my life and pretend this never happened. Mike Mack says, Red Skull, Isaiah, Bucky, Flag Smasher, Hydra Agents, U.S. Agent, Red Guardians, they all look different. Yes. Okay. Gina Carano, also in shape. But no one gives a shit about Gina Carano because she's a terrible fucking actress who ruined her own career.
Could have had her more in a vein of a fighter.
Simple Cat Girl says, who is the woman he mentioned? Gina Carano was a supporting role in The Mandalorian. She was in Deadpool. She was an MMA fighter at one point. She's not a very good actress, in my opinion. But Chuds love her now because Disney decided to stop working with her because she posted some weird shit on Twitter, some transphobic stuff, and also compared conservatives to Jews during the Holocaust. And now Chuds love her, and now she works with Ben Shapiro over at the Daily Wire. They're making a movie. Bywise Marissa, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Lord Cuckbucket says, didn't he have a video almost 2 years ago upset that Lucasfilm was having a buff woman showing up The Mandalorian, and now he's praising her? Let's see. I'm sure he puts out a lot of videos, but that'd be funny if he did. How far back would that have to go? Like 2 years? When did The Mandalorian first come out? She's anti-vax. Shocking. Hydrate. God, look at how many videos he puts out. Wow, his thumbnails used to be terrible. Let me see. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order looks excellent. Okay, it's got to be in here somewhere. If it's anywhere in here. Yeah, I guess I can just search The Mandalorian. Hold on. Why isn't there a search function? Normally there's a search function, right? Yeah. Heels v baby face. The Mandalorian. Mandalorian episode 1 review. If he says in these videos something about it, I'm not going to go through them. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to go through his reviews to find it, because I don't know what episode she even first appears in.
Strength. While still having the super soldier strength that she would have gained, and just had a proportionately build as she would a woman. But it's the age-old adage at the moment that
this just feels like the Last of Us 2 Abby discussion all over again.
Femininity is perceived as weakness, and masculinity.
Ah, yes, as we see from the very masculine Captain Marvel and Gamora, and literally any other MCU lady character,
is perceived as strength, and so their strong women become men. And I don't know how many times I have to say this, but it's a trick. It's a trap that they fall into every single solitary time. So if they just cut out the stupid modern day intersectional feminism politics, if they're just actually made Peggy Carter look like the absolutely beautiful woman that she is, but just leaner, stronger, slightly more muscular.
The rumor is she's showing up in Captain Carter's going to be showing up in live action with Haley Atwell playing her in Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. It's just a rumor at this point, though. But God, I hope it's true, and I hope they make her the buffest, widest-shouldered fucking Amazon in the history of women. That'd be awesome. Princess Amelia says, strength is seen as strength.
Without losing her femininity and turning her into a man, if they just allow the story to flow with those things out of the way.
Why won't Disney just let me jerk off to their cartoons?
I don't know if you just picked up the million bikes that just drove past. Then this might have been a lot more fun than it actually was. But it turned out to be a show that just when I was starting to enjoy it, I was rolling my eyes to the back of my head. And
it sounds like guys like this in the quartering, are they sure they like comic books or comic book movies? Because all they ever do is say how much they suck in their, like, SJW propaganda. Maybe they just don't like them. Like, have they seen The Lighthouse? Or A Ghost Story? You could go and watch a movie for adults. Like, that's fine. I like both Marvel movies and real movies. But, like, if you don't like superhero movies, don't watch them. It's fine.
And that was rinse and repeat for...
One Speedy Yoshi says they literally just want to highlight her and scale her up like in Photoshop. Nothing changed. Oh, aside from her boobs. They'd make them bigger and sway in the wind and shit. New Leviathan, thanks for 6 months, says 6 months of amazing content. Thank you.
For 30 minutes, and so...
Baja says this guy is so insecure in his sexuality that he won't let himself be attracted to anyone with any masculine traits at all. Like Captain Carter is still hella femme and attractive. I know, right?
It felt really disjointed, which is a shame. Because although I wasn't massively enamored with the animation, it could have been so much better. I do think there was an interesting story to actually be told with this little twist. But instead, as ever, they just can't help themselves when it comes to identity politics.
Identity politics is when a woman isn't someone I want to fuck. Phoenix Flight, thanks for 5 months, says Huzzah.
And I feel that's just going to be the case for the whole of this series. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media.
Like, genuinely, I'm curious, does the audience of someone like this and, like, Jeremy or any of these, like, Chud media channels, do they just hate watch this stuff? I don't understand. Like, why are you watching it if you don't like it? They know they don't have to watch it, right? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Simple Cat Girl says, if the story is ruined because you can't jack off to them, that's a fucking you problem. Yep.